So I come to ledger, and let me just select, okay, the first ledger we will select. Now this first ledger, if you see here, you have two bills pending which are overdue. Now let us say that I want to send a reminder letter to this customer, so that like he can quickly make the payment, right? So how do I now send a reminder letter? Very simple, right? So you are in the outstanding statement of this particular ledger, right? So all you need to do is just press uh, print, or so if you press print, alt p, and then you will say current report you want to print. Instead, remember the keyboard shortcut. See, the keyboard shortcut will, if you remember these keyboard shortcuts, it will really save lot of time for you people, right? So now instead of me doing all this menu path, so I know to print the current report, the keyboard shortcut is control p. So I'm going to say control p, and so this report is the ledger outstanding report. But what is that I want? I want to print a reminder letter. So what I'm going to do, you come to configuration, so you come here, so this yellow highlight is the current selection that you have done, right? So it was in the preview. You will notice here, if I use my left arrow, the configuration button is highlighted with yellow rectangle, right? So I'm going to enter here, and now here there are so many other options which are there which you can explore, right? So what is that? I want to print a reminder letter. So the report type here is the ledger outstanding, right? So what you do is just press enter. When you press enter, now this again the report toggles. So whether you want to take ledger outstanding, or do you want to send a reminder letter? So I'm going to say I want to send a reminder letter. So again, it is asking you the aging. So that way, it becomes very obviously visible to your customer to know that by how many days these bills are pending. Okay. So in this case, both the bills are overdue. So I'm going to accept here, right? And now my reminder letter is ready. So now in the reminder letter, you need some text where it's basically going to be a letter where you need to specify your information. What is that information that you want to provide for the reminder letter? Now, by default, Tally gives you certain text or in relation to the reminder letter, right? So if you first one is that you want to see, okay, what is the text it is going, Tally is providing by default. Okay. So if you see here, the reminder letter information is there. Just enter this. Now, this is where the two paragraphs, the paragraph number one, paragraph number two, Tally is given you the default text. Now, if you feel that you want to modify this, or you want to completely ignore this and then have your own text, you see here the cursor is blinking. So which means basically you can completely delete it, modify it, add more text, and all those things, right? So similarly, for your second paragraph, you can do this. Currently, I'll just leave this blank as it is, right? And now you can just press escape, or you can just press control A, right? So now before you print, it is taking you to the preview. Click on preview, and here it is, right? So you will see that you are to the customer, you are the letter is addressed. This is your company, and this logo. In one of my session, I will also have a dedicated session where if you want to include your logo in all your reports, right? So vouchers, reports. So there is a session where I have basically discussed about how you can enable logo printing, and how you can select a logo and then configure the logo printing so that you get your logo here. So you can see that video. So it gives you a better like the aestheticity of your information, where you also have your branding. Okay. So here is where it says this is your first paragraph, what we saw. The second paragraph, it gives you the bill, what when is it due. Let me just zoom this. If I zoom this, you can see this. So how do you zoom this? So at the bottom, you have this button. So you can press Alt Z, or you can click here zoom. and you can see it enlarged. So it gives you all the information. You can just print this letter, or you can email it directly. There is an option in Tally where you can directly email any report to any recipient. Okay, you can also export it into various file format like PDF and other thing, and then you can attach it through your normal mail uh, method. Also you can do it, or you can configure. Again, we will have a separate session on how do we enable mailing, how do you configure mailing, and all those things, right? So you can mail this report directly so that you don't have to print it and then maybe scan it and then send and all those things. So it avoids all the steps. Okay, so this is how you print your reminder letter. Okay. Now the next thing is that it is year end now. Your auditor wants a balance confirmation from this particular party. So which is again part of the audit process or the procedure which is prescribed in the audit. Okay. So now see, we are in the single report and we are getting done all other things that we want from the single report without me going back and forth through the menu and all those things. So that is where you are, secret number 1 and 2 is going to really help you, right? So now I want to send a get a confirmation of balance, right? So now that is basically related to your ledger balance. It has nothing to do with your bill wise. So now how do I get my ledger balance, right? Now this is where again your secret number 1 is going to help you. Now come to change view. When you come to change view, one of the view that you're going to see is the voucher detail, right? So you come to voucher detail, enter, and now this has taken you to the ledger of this particular party, which is your normal sales receipt and all those things, right? Now from here, from the ledger report, you can print a balance confirmation letter. Okay, so again you're going to press Control P, and you need to configure. This is the ledger account. It just prints the ledger extract, but we want the confirmation of balance. Again, come to configuration, enter here. So again, report type is ledger account. Just press enter, and it is asking you what is the report type that you want to get the output. So I'm going to say I want confirmation of account. Enter here. Now again here, um, if you want to see the content of this confirmation, which by default again Tally gives you default text. If you want to uh, change it, or if you want to add your own text, you can do this. So click on show more, provide confirmation statement. So this option is there. So there is already value is existing, which is the default value by Tally, same like your reminder letter. So enter here. So the subject is there. You have first paragraph, you have second paragraph, you have sign off. All this information is available to you for modification, or you want to use the default provided by Tally, right? So now I'm going to I can just press escape, or I can press Control A. Now the preview is there. I'm going to come to the preview, and this is how your confirmations. Even in your confirmation letter, you have your company logo. Okay. Right. So now again, I'm going to click on zoom. So you're going to get this information. So this is how the the extract of the ledger is printed for the confirmation, where maybe you will print two copies, and one copy. The actually the This confirmation of letter is required for your sundry debtors and also for your sundry creditors. Now whatever I'm showing you for a ledger on these for sundry debtor, the same thing is applied for your payable ledgers also, right? So take a two copy, and then you would normally want one copy where the party is going to accept the balance, and then he's going to sign and then put his company's seal. So that letter is handed over to the chartered accountant, which forms part of the audit evidence or the audit paper. as part of the audit process. Okay. So this is about the confirmation, right? Now the other thing that I would want to show you is that, so now you are in the confirmation. So again, if you want to see the billwise detail, just go to change view, and then you say you want to see billwise detail, right? So enter here, you are back in your billwise detail. Now this amount is pending. If you see, it is overdue. Now let's say that you want to call your customer and find out, why is not made payment. Probably he had promised you certain date, and again he is defaulted on the particular date. So now you want to call this person, right? So again, Tally helps you to quickly have the contact detail of this particular party, where you can quickly, you know pick up your phone and then speak to that particular customer, right? So where, if you want to know the contact detail of this party, again on the right hand side, if you see, there is this button called contact. Click here, and it's very important that you fill up your ledger master with all this information, right? So all this information can be captured, and all this information you are capturing just once. And by capturing the email ID, directly Tally will email to this particular email ID also, right? So if you see here, the contact detail is there, right? The contact person, who is the person to whom you have to contact, mobile number, email ID, the GST number, and any specific notes. If you want to capture in the ledger master, you can capture that notes also. So here you see, you have quickly have this contact information which you can call. Okay. Uh, Currently, Tally does not have a button where it can dial, right? So probably at a later point in time, we might get it in Tally. So this is done. The one more last thing on the reporting part I want to show you here is that you are already in the outstanding statement, right? So there is another very easy way of passing your receipt entry or your payment entry uh, uh, through your outstanding statement. That is basically is the bill settlement. So if you see here on the right hand side, it's very simple and very easy way to capture your receipt or payment. Right now, see here, this there are two bills pending. Right. So now this will be very useful, especially in case of your payable. So let me just quickly go to the payable. And how do I go to the payable? Again, you don't have to worry. You see on the right hand side, there is this button which says F4 ledger. Just press F4, and then you can take your sundry creditors ledger. Now, let me take the sundry creditors ledger here. So this is my sundry creditors ledger, and these are the bills which are pending, which I'm supposed to make payment. Again, if you see, there are three bills which are pending, which are overdue, which I did not make payment. Right now, the moment I see this, I'm now seeing, okay, what are the amount that is outstanding, which I'm supposed to pay. So I'm seeing, okay, these three bills are pending. So let me just clear off the first two bills. That is uh, 165 790 and 142 469, right? So you don't have to again, I mean, like, go back, go to the voucher, and then add up the amount and then do all those things, right? So from this report, you can actually make a payment entry, which is what is your bill, settled bill, right? So what you're going to do, so I want to now pay this. So press spacebar to select this, come here, and then press spacebar to select this. So two bills I want to make a payment, right? So you come to settle bill, right? So now Tally will automatically add up the total. You don't have to do the totaling also, right? So it is also automatically taken the voucher type as payment voucher, and it is asking you what is the date on which you are making payment. Let us say I'm going to pay this on 20th of July, which is my current date, right? So how are you making this payment? So I'm making this payment through my HDFC bank. And what is the narration you that you want to do? Okay, so bills overdue settled in full. So this is the narration, right? So it is not, though it is not in the voucher. Now you just see the magic. Enter, okay, accept, and now your payment voucher is ready. It is Tally is already taken against reference these two invoice. total of this two invoice, it is already added up. All you need to do is just save this voucher. And when we go into banking module, we will also see that from within Tally, we can print your check also, right? So once you configure this check printing in Tally, so you save this voucher, then Tally is going to ask you, do you want to print the check? Put the check in your printer, press yes, and Tally is automatically going to print the check, so that it avoids any human error when you are making the check manually, right? So this is how I can come here, enter, and everything is ready. All I need to do is, because my narration is also filled up, all I can do is just press Control A. So I'm not saving this. I'm just so now there is another keyboard shortcut. Now I don't know. I don't remember if I had mentioned about this. Now this is the voucher screen that you are there. When I press Control A, it is going to accept this information and save this information and impact my financial statement. So I've done this, but then I don't want to save this voucher, right? So instead of pressing escape, again, the shortest way to abandon this screen, input screen, right? So again, the input screen is your one time is your company creation screen, then your master creation screen, your voucher entry screen. Even in the report, you can just abandon. So to abandon any report or any screen that you are seeing, you just press Control Q. Q is to quit without saving. So I press Control Q. It will now come out without saving. So still it is now showing me these two bills are still pending. Okay, so that is where you use your bill settlement also, which is going to be very very handy for you to make settle the bill through your report. So this way you are clear. Okay, these are the bills that you want to clear, and it quickly helps you to complete this through the relevant voucher to update your financial statement also, right? So this broadly, uh, yeah, this broadly covers. And okay, the one more thing is that now your secret number two is your F12 configuration. Now you come to your F12 configuration, click here. Again, you have this various configuration where you can explore this configuration and see, by enabling or disabling any of the option here, what is the impact that you're going to have on your report. Okay, again, this F12 configuration is a dynamic configuration. Depending on the report you are in, the configuration questions that Tally is going to ask you are predefined. So you can enable, disable depending on your requirement. Okay, fine. So this broadly covers our reporting on our billwise detail in TallyPrime. Now quickly we will go to Tally.ERP, and then we will see. So two things that there is a slight change, that is basically your printing of your reminder letter and your confirmation, balance confirmation. And where do you go and change the default text is what you need to see. Otherwise, more or less, it is going to be the same kind of an experience the moment you are inside this, right? So let's go to Tally.ERP, right? So again here, so unfortunately here you don't have go to, right? So you go to display, right? And then you come to statement of inventory, sorry, statement of account, right? Enter, then come to outstanding. So we have seen the same thing in TallyPrime also, right? So receivable. So here, the moment you come to receivable here, since you have multiple group, so here it is asking you which group you want to see in the receivable. It's like your group report. So more or less here, you can, since you are going through the group, when you enter here, it is asking you which group you want to select. You can select any one group here. So you can't select multiple group. You can't say I want to select this, I want to select this. No, just only one group you can select here. But in the receivable, it will also, you also have an option of selecting a particular group, a particular one group only, or you have this extra button which says all item, which is not there in your group. So this all item is not there in your group. So you have to remember that. So I go to receivables here, enter here, and let's say that I want to see all item. Now this is again the same data that is there in what we saw in Tally Prime. It is the same data. So now again, I don't want to see all this non data's ledger. So now you have, see here you see there are these in Tally ERP. If you see, you there is no additional hidden button on your right hand side button bar, which is your secret number one, right? So all buttons are visible. So now if you see on the right hand side, this alt F12 range, even in Tally Prime, it was range alt F12. Here also it is alt F12 range in ERP. So either you press alt F12 or click on the range. And again, if you see the interface or the fields that you're going to get is going to be the same thing. Bills having, if you remember, we said ledger with group name, with name, everything is same, containing debtors. Enter, enter, and so now I've got this thing. So again, you have this age-wise analysis is there, bill party-wise is there, which we saw, right? And if you want to see your payable, now if I go to payable, it is going to show me blank because we have already filtered this report. This is not the default report. So there are no ledgers which are put under sundry debtors in my payable. So it will not give me this information. So what is that we want to see, right? So we want to see, let's go to ledger. So again, we will take the same ledger here. Okay, let's take this party, which we saw there. Here now I want to print a reminder letter, right? So I'm in the ledger outstanding, which is my billwise detail. So here I'm going to press Alt P. Alt P is to print, right? So here you have on the left hand side, you have print. Okay, there is no print current or others. Okay, so you have just one this thing, but there you have a lot of other benefits and facilities, which again we will cover in a separate session. So I'm going to press Alt P here, and here it is very clear. It is asking you, do you want to print reminder letter? Okay, so there we had to go to configuration and then we have to select that I want to print reminder letter. Here straight away there is a question saying that do you want to print reminder letter? Now how do I go and make it as yes, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press backspace. Hit your backspace. Tally will go to this configuration. So come here and then say yes, I want to print a reminder letter. Again, you are seeing the same aging thing. So I'm going to press Control A, right? And then instead of pressing enter, 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 I'm going to press Control A and then make sure that the print preview. So there in Tally Prime, you have configure, print, and print preview. There are three buttons are there. So here you have them here on the right hand side. Okay. So for you to preview any report before you shoot to the printer, you have to make sure that you have this option called with print preview. So this option will be there. So if you see here, there is no option here, right? So which means now when I press enter, I will not see the preview, but the information will directly go to the printer, right? So if you want to see before you print, again, your secret number one, right hand side button bar. See here, now this button says with preview. When I click here with preview is caption is there. So you know that when you press enter now, first it is going to show you the preview and then it is going to print, right? So now this has again become toggle. So it has become no preview. If you don't want to preview, if you want to straight away print, you just click on no preview. The print preview caption will go away from here, which means that you are going to directly print. So we want print preview. So I said with print preview, the print preview is there, enter, and here you have this print preview. You are in Tally ERP, you can set up the logo in that session, in that printing of your logo is the recording episode that I have, where I have shown again how you can set up your logo printing in Tally Prime and also how you can set up the logo uh, in Tally ERP also. I have covered both ERP and Tally Prime, right? So again, you have the same zoom, you press Alt Z or zoom, and you will see this information. Now the question comes. So now we had this change view we had in TallyPrime, where we clicked and then we changed this outstanding view into ledger view. Only when I change into ledger view, I can print the confirmation, balance confirmation letter, right? So now here I don't have this button, okay, and also we don't have go to. So if there is go to, you can just click on go to. You want to see ledger balance, and you can go and see the ledger balance. No, don't worry, right? So again, here you have this three very powerful button in Tally.ERP. Just explore them, right? So we will again, I will cover this these buttons, right hand side button bar in each of the reporting, when we go into an exclusive session on magic of reporting in Tally, right? But then just try to explore these three things and see that you can do wonders with these three buttons from a particular screen, right? So currently, what is that I want to now convert this outstanding into ledger balance, right? So I'm going to go to related report. So I'm going to click related report, and in the related report, where in the change view in Tally Prime we saw voucher detail. In the related report in Tally.ERP, you are seeing this voucher detail. Enter. It is now taking you to the ledger report. Okay. So now from here you press Alt P, right? So here the style of report. Normal ledger will give you your normal ledger. Okay. So how are you going to change this? Press backspace. Now here you have confirmation of account. So you can now select from the style of report. So you say confirmation of account, enter, and then you have so many other things that you can configure, which you can actually go through this, right? So I'm going to now press Control A. Since I have this print preview, when I press enter, it is now again, if you see, you are seeing the exact copy that we saw in Tally Prime. Zoom, you're going to get this, right? So this is how you print your confirmation of accounts ledger, confirmation of accounts letter, and reminder letter also. Now the question comes that how, if you want to modify or add the captions by default what Tally is providing, how can you do that? So in Tally Prime, we saw in the configuration itself, you have an option where you can go and change it. But here in the configuration, you don't have that option. So you come here, you say confirmation of account, right? So there is no option where it says that change the information, right? So how do you change that information? Here, now you will come to gateway of Tally, and now you will press F12 configuration. Now this is related to your printing option, printing of your confirmation of account, printing of your reminder letter. So similarly, you come here to the this is a global configuration that you're going to do. So you come to printing, and here these are the printing of these menus is what you can configure. So I come to reminder letter, right? Enter here. You have this thing, paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 2. So printing company logo also, you want to print yes, no, and all those things are there. Similarly, confirmation statement also, you have this option here. So this is the slight difference that you will see for you to modify the default text provided by Tally for these two letters. Otherwise, all other options remain same, except that you remember your these three reports. Okay, so display, statement of account, outstanding, ledger. Okay, these three buttons are very critical. Okay, related report, inventory report, accounts report will really help you to navigate faster, which is almost, you can say, 50% of your go-to that is available in Tally Prime can be achieved through these three buttons. Okay, so just explore it. Okay, fine. So this broadly brings to finally the end of our feature called billwise detail in Tally. And I hope that, I mean, like, if you go through all these 8 episodes of billwise detail, you will be very, very comfortable, and you can confidently manage your receivable and payable management in a better way, where you have better control over your receivable and payable, and you have better visibility. And probably this will help you to have a better cash flow management and have a better working capital. So thank you all once again for staying till the end. So see you all in the next session on new subject, right? Thank you very much.